Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam, ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Before I start, alhamdulillah, I want to thank the people for inviting me. Because when we don't thank the people, we don't thank Allah. Alhamdulillah, Sheikh Muhammad, alhamdulillah for the brothers who tried to share beneficial knowledge with you. As you all know, I just accepted Islam December 2008. So therefore, I only have my experiences, prior to Islam to now, to share with you all. But let's be mindful and grateful for the brothers that sit before you that have the beneficial knowledge of Islam. And some of these brothers travel from far places to try to share this knowledge with you. And inshallah, I pray to Allah one day I'm able to obtain that same knowledge and be able to share that on top of these experiences that a lot of y'all are familiar with. I go by the name of Amir Junaid Muhadith, formerly known as Loon from Bad Boy Records. Many of y'all might know me, some of y'all might not know me. I was very successful in the music business. I sold over 7 million records. I wrote over 52 top 10 hits. One of my biggest records was 173 million in audience, meaning that it wasn't a country in the world I couldn't go to where a person didn't recognize either me or my records. My journey to Islam started way before the music business. As the brother said, I grew up in the streets of New York, in Harlem, a place that's plagued with drugs, violence, crime, everything negative under the sun. I spent a huge percentage of my life inspired by these things, following the brothers in my neighborhood who were engulfed in this lifestyle. At the time, there wasn't no rappers and break dances and things of this nature. These things wasn't an inspiration for me growing up in my neighborhood. The most inspiring figure in my neighborhood was a neighborhood drug dealer. And subhanAllah, this same individual had a major influence on every youth in my neighborhood. And as I stand here today, seeing almost a mirror image of that same influential figure, but the difference is he's not selling drugs. He's selling entertainment. He's selling dreams. I'm gonna briefly go through my story of how I came to Islam. Like I said, it started way before the music business. I was living in an environment, a very harsh reality, but most of the brothers, y'all understand when you live in these environments, we try to keep, I like to call it, your poker face. Everybody like to walk around looking tough 24 hours a day, looking like you never smile. Like what's the sense of brushing your teeth if you're not going to smile? And this is something that a lot of brothers carry for the sake of trying to, establish a sense of strength or rejection to anything that might make you look soft. But I can't lie, this was something I practiced as well, But in order to express those inner emotions and things that I was dealing with, I developed an ability to write. You know, I wasn't the best student in school. You know, I failed math, but I knew how to count money. But the reality of it is, you know, writing was my first means of escaping this harsh reality. So what I would do was write sort of like a diary. You know, anything, you know, that plagued my day or acted as a hurdle or obstacle, I would just write it down. And by writing it down, it gave me a sense of relief. It gave me a sense of that, you know, maybe, you know, if I write these things down, I can escape some of these harsh realities. But then after a while, writing wasn't just, it wasn't enough. So I started to include my imagination. I mean, I used to write so well, I could put myself in China, and I didn't even have a passport. So basically, I took another step further and started to write songs. And I remember one day, I was in my neighborhood and there was a brother that was selling a car. Basically, it was a car that he supposedly borrowed. So I said, okay, cool. I liked the car. I had a couple dollars. Why not? I purchased the car. But before I could purchase the car, the brother that was on the block with hanging out, he told me, yo, man, don't mess with that car, man. Come on, we doing big things, man. Don't be messing with that car. I told him, nah, chill, man. I'm just gonna go around the block. I wanna see how it feels. Wallahi, I didn't even make it to the corner. Police pulled me over, locked me up. And that same brother that told me not to get in that car was the same brother that came to the precinct to pick me up. And I just knew he was going to beat me down with the I told you so. So I got my ears nice and ready. I said, here you go. Yeah, oh man. Not only is he paying for my bail, he's going to abuse me right now. He's going to definitely run me down with the I told you so. I told you not to get in that car. Yo, you stupid. Why you know all that was coming. But wallahi, he instead of that, he started reciting certain things to me that sounded so familiar. And I was sitting there listening to him like, yo, that sounds real familiar. Then he continued to recite more stuff, and I said, you know what, that sounds like some of the stuff I was writing. And at that moment, I realized I had left my book, messing with this car. And what the brother was reciting, while messing with this car, you know, the brother, basically he came and started to, you know, recite my stuff to me. So instead of discouraging me, he encouraged me. He was telling me, yo, I never knew that you felt this way. I never knew that you was going through these type of things, man. I didn't even know you had that kind of skill. He said, yo, you should stick to this. So I was looking at the brother like, all right, but can I get my book back? So when he returned my book, I pondered on what he said, I thought about it, and I did pursue it. And I made it very big in the music business. Now, in defense of most of the entertainers in the music business, what a lot of y'all don't understand is that we come into the business with sincere intentions. We come into business for the sake of trying to make things a little bit better in your immediate circle. Maybe some of y'all out there can relate to being in the, you know, growing up with a single parent, you know, growing up with a dad that's not there. Maybe being even raised by an aunt or your grandmother, like in my case, I was raised by my grandmother. And my initial intention was to enter the business to try to make things easy on my grandmother. You know, she was a beautician. She did hair for over 40 years. And I watched this woman stand on her feet 12 hours a day doing hair to feed all of us. So my initial intention was to make things better for my grandmother. But once you enter the business and you obtain a certain level of success, there's a lifestyle that comes with it. This is the part of the game that you don't prepare for. This is the part of the game that I wasn't anticipating. But like I said, I only wanted to make things right in my house. But the lifestyle that came with the music business was more frightening than the lifestyle I was living in the street. The stakes was higher, It was more